Recently I was commissioned to make a gecko for my cousin, so today I'm going to try and make it, and I want to try and do it out of one piece. I've never done this before, I don't really know how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to work from the top, from the head down to the tail, and let's just have a good crack at it. This is what we're going to be using to make this gecko. It's 25 by 10, 25 by 12, I don't actually know. Oh. 25 by 12, 25 by 12. So I've also, it's only a little piece, so I've welded it onto another bar just so I can hold it a bit better. And I think I'm going to start on the head and then work my way back. Let's put it in the fire, heat it up, and get hitting it. So I'm going to create a little isolation on two sides for the head, just to bring it in a little bit. And I'm just using two 8mm bars for this. You can make a spring swage, but I just haven't got round to it yet. Now we have that basic preform, I can begin to put a bit of a chamfer on it, on the edges of the head. Before I do any more on the face, I just want to get the nose and the mouth set, or rather the nostrils and the mouth. Time to get the mouth a little bit deeper. Now I'm going to use these 8mm bars again and just bring it in a little bit more to form the neck. So I think before punching in the eyes, I think I want to do the eyes at the end. So I'm going to work on the rest of it and work my way down. So I'll start on these front two legs. I'm going to come in with the angle grinder and then I think cut them out hot, bend them, do some forging, make it all nice and try and forge out these legs. So I've marked here a 5mm line on either side and then that is 25mm to there. So I'm going to nip it in, just cut it in with the angle grinder on both sides and then go along the 5mm line hot. And so that will be the front two, and then we can have the back two coming out there. There we go, first leg is out. There we go. So it's obviously a bit raggy, but we can get in there with a file and clean it up. I'll cut the next four out, the next three out. Bend them out the way. So now we need to do a little bit of cleanup on all the edges, and I'm going to do that with a file. So I'm just going to bring the legs in just to 90 so that I can get with a file onto the shoulders, and then bring these ones in so that I can then get in behind there, and I'm going to neck it in to create the back leg and then a space for the tail. 8mm bars again to neck it in behind the back legs. So let's go back to the files and use them just to round off all of these shoulders so they're a bit nicer rather than being sharp and ugly. So we can bring these legs forward again and then squash them down to get the material for the toes or the fingers. So if we get the back legs out, so geckos have 5 fingers, or at least I think they do. So that means we're going to have to do 4 cuts. Which hopefully we have enough material to do this. I think rather than trying to cut through, I'm just going to leave them like that so we get that effect of the fingers, but they're just lines rather than being cuts that go all the way through. We may have to come on with a grinder or a file just to point each of the fingers there. So you can see I pointed the toes or the fingers of this one, so I'm going to do that to all of them. I think it makes them look just a little bit better, they're a bit more pronounced there. I'm going to put a little bit of a bend onto it so it looks a little bit more natural. Now we can punch the eyes onto the head. So we can draw this material out into a tail. So we've got most of the tail rounded out, but I can't get the hammer in behind these legs, so I'm going to go with a file and just round that out. So we can put a bit more of a bend into the tail. Try to get it a little bit more like what a gecko is like. So the final thing is just dotting the pupils. This really brings it to life. See, he jumps at everything, completely alive. there we are. I've given it a nice wire brush so it becomes almost polished steel, and I'll give this a clear lacquer rather than an oil finish, as an oil finish would just make it darker again. So I want it to be nice and polished. Perhaps the tail could be a little bit longer, maybe, I don't know. The hardest part of making this gecko was all of the fingers and all of trying to get the 5 fingers out of there. It's quite hard to make those look nice. I didn't really know how to make them look nice, but I think I've had a good go at it. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.